Good morning, TK. Happy Tuesday. We are going to get started this morning with some reading. Today for reading, we have two objectives because we are doing two activity pages 5 and 6. So let's go over our objectives for today so we can get started on activity pages 5 and 6. Objective is what we are going to learn. I can identify more. So our first objective, we're going to be looking at things that have more or that have less. And we're specifically looking for the groups that have more. Our second objective is I can identify same and different. So we're going to be looking at groups of objects and seeing what's the same about them. And then thinking, is there something different too? And finding out which thing in that group is different. So we're going to go over to the screen and begin with activity pages 5 and 6. All right, TK, let's go ahead and get started with activity page 5. So go ahead and write your name at the top. And then remember, our objective for this page is to be able to identify more. So we are going to begin with looking at the box with the two cats. One of these cats has more fur. Underline the cat that has more fur. So go ahead and do that now, and then I'll show you what it would look like. So the cat on the left here has more fur. It has more fur on its body, so I underlined it. Next, we're going to look at the plates with the carrots on them. One of the plates has more carrots, and one of it has less carrots. We want to underline the plate with more carrots on it. So do that now. So this plate on the right has more carrots on it. So I underlined the plate on the right because it has more carrots. Let's look at the box with the two boys here, the two babies. One of the babies has more hair. Underline the picture of the baby with more hair. So this baby on the right here has more hair. So I underline the baby with more hair. Now we're going to look at the picture of the two trees. One of the trees has more leaves. Underline the tree that has more leaves. So we want to underline this tree on the right here because it has more leaves on it. Now we are going to look at the box with the purple star. It looks like somebody has been eating these grapes. Pick one of the groups of grapes to add more grapes to. Use your purple crayon, green. The grapes are green, not purple. Use a green crayon to add more grapes to one of the bunches. So you could pick either bunch, but just add more grapes to one of them using your green crayon. So I'm going to do that now. You could have picked either group of grapes. I'm going to pick this group of grapes on the left here, and I'm going to add more grapes to it to show that there are more grapes on one of the bunches of grapes. So now, my bunch of grapes on the left has more grapes than the bunch on the right. We're going to look at these jackets. Both of these jackets have the same amount of buttons. Go ahead and use your black crayon now to add more buttons to one of the jackets. Add more buttons to one of the jackets. So just pick one. And I am going to pick the one on the right because I did my grapes on the left. So I'm going to do the jacket on the right. And I'm going to add, I think, just 2 more buttons to this jacket. So now it has 4 buttons. So it has more buttons than the one on the left. Great job, you guys. Let's go ahead and move on to activity page 6. Okay, here we are on activity page 6. Go ahead, write your name at the top, and let's remind ourselves what our objective is for this page. On this page, we are looking at same and different. So there are groups of characters here. We have 3 rows of groups of characters. One of the characters shown is going to be different than the group. So we need to figure out what's the same about that group of characters, and then we're going to X out the character that is different. So let's look at this first group of characters at the top. What do you notice about them? Let's go ahead and name them. We have Peter, we have the wolf, we have Peter's grandfather, and we have a hunter. What do you notice is the same about most of these characters? They're mostly people, right? Which character is not a person in that top row? The wolf. The wolf is not a person. The wolf is an animal. So that makes him different than the rest of the group. So we're going to put an X on that to show that the wolf is the one that does not match this group. So I'm going to draw an X. Oops, I gotta get my pencil out. And then I'm going to draw an X over our wolf. So that shows us that the wolf is the different one in that group. Let's look at our next row of characters. Let's think about what could be the same or different about these characters, and we'll start by naming our characters. So we have the duck, the cat, the wolf, and the grandfather. What do you think would be the same about most of these characters? Most of them are animals this time. So most of our characters, we have the duck, the cat, and the wolf. They're all animals. The grandfather is not an animal. So which do you think is the different one in this group of characters? The grandfather. The grandfather is a person. Oh my goodness, not an animal. So we're going to put an X on the grandfather to show that from this group of characters, he is the one that is different in the group. Let's do our last row here. Let's go ahead and name our characters and try and figure out what could be the same. We have Peter. We have one of the hunter's horses. We have the wolf, and we have the cat. What looks the same about most of these characters? Well, we have 3 animals, so most of them are animals, right? So which would be the different character in this group? Peter. Peter is not an animal. Peter is a person. So in this group of characters, Peter is different from the rest of the group. Great job, you guys. That's activity pages 5 and 6. Go ahead, take pictures of them to show me, or you can take a video flipping them over if that's easier to show both pages. And I'll see you back here for handwriting and phonics.